Oil here. I was actually just about to go to bed, but now I'm making this video. Because what do I do before bed? I go on Instagram stories, and then I hear this amazing sound. That's from a33's story. Apparently she's at an event right now where there are very fast cars. And that sound is like this amazing, screaming, mechanical animal, enhanced by the fact that halfway through, the iPhone does whatever it does to audio when it kicks the video into slow motion. Get this interesting little artifact in the slowdown. So I'm gonna connect my phone to my music software and record this story. Now, I'm just a sound junkie and could probably listen to this on loop and enjoy myself very much. But to make it a bit more palatable for the masses, I'm gonna add a beat with the help of my old friend, the light pad block. I'm zoomed in on this here, and there's one part that I'm gonna let set the tempo. So you hear it kind of goes like, it's a really bad impression of that. Anyway, that like tail end, that's gonna be the, let's move on, you'll see what I mean. The light pad will do some interesting tempo synced stuff when you hold your finger down. But I don't actually have it synced to the tempo of my track. And I think I'm gonna keep it that way to do some hi-hats. I can always edit the timing later in Ableton, but I kinda wanna start with something that has a bit more character to it. But the thought also occurs to me that I'm starting with something messy and potentially cleaning it up, where it could also work the other way around. You could start with something really clean and then mess it up. This is just what I feel like doing today. Now let's edit this beat. You can hear the edited beat along with this footage of me editing the beat. Check out this spectrum analyzer while the car plays. You see all that high-end information drop off there? First of all, looks like iPhones aren't picking up anything above 15K. And then it looks like there's like 3 or 4 stages of slowing it down, and I think that's the artifact that I was hearing before. And you can kind of see the peaks here move. Doot, doot, doot. And that kind of creates a triplet in our beat. I'm gonna pop up a little EQ point here. Yeah, and I'm gonna automate it to follow those peaks. Try and bring them out. I think there's sort of notes in there. You know, now that I've brought that out, I kind of just want to double it up with a synthesizer playing those notes. I think what I heard in this original sound was something with a very musical shape. Like, the sound itself is cool, but it also has a body and a story. Let me get out a big fat synthesizer patch to bring out what it is that I'm hearing and share that with you. Okay, so I've got my synth in. I also made an edit to the car sound. In the second half, I chopped out a little part to loop twice and then stretch and reverse. Now I've heavily sidechained all of those elements to the drums to get this dirty, dirty beat. Oh yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I just had a fun little moment of inspiration and I thought I would share that with you. I should really get to bed now. To be quite honest, I was working on another video for like 3 days and it just wasn't coming together the way I wanted it to, so I think I have to start it over, and you will see it eventually in its new form sometime down the road. I'm trying to look at it as a positive. I'm trying to say, if I hadn't spent these 3 days working on the thing that became mediocre, maybe I wouldn't know how to make it the good thing that I want it to be. So, one day you'll see it. Thanks for watching. Thanks, a33, for posting great stories. Bedtime.
this.
I am so frustrated I could just scream.
I'm not playing fair, but perhaps we haven't met. I'm Discord, spirit of chaos and disharmony and
This bitch got tentacle hair.
Ain't nobody messing around ya, girl. Come get on up, come get on down. Ain't nobody messing around ya, girl. Come get on up, come get on down.
Well, I don't know about you, but I feel a lot better.
Final. Final.
should know. I'll be the one to watch the girl in the flow. I'm the type of pony every pony should know. Becoming as popular can be. Making my mark in high society. I'm the belle of the ball, the star of the show. Yeah, I'm the type of pony every pony should know. I'll be the toast of the town, the girl on the go. I'm the type of pony every pony should know. I'll be the one to watch the girl in the flow. I'm the type of pony every pony should know. Becoming as popular can be. Making my mark in high society. I'm the belle of the ball, the star of the show. Yeah, I'm the type of pony every pony should know. I'll be the toast of the town, the girl on the go. I'm the type of pony every pony should know. I'll be the one to watch the girl in the flow. I'm the type of pony every pony should know. At home at the opera on a fancy yacht, becoming the talk of all the canter lot. I'm the creme de la creme, not just another Jane Doe. Yeah, I'm the type of pony every pony should know.
When I first discovered the My Little Pony fandom, I was also just learning bass, and I wanted to find a video about someone playing the bass line for the My Little Pony theme intro. Like, that's a pretty simple song, so you'd expect someone to have played it, but all I could find was videos of people playing the melody on the bass. And at the time I thought, why would you ever play a melody on a bass? Either way though, there, I just played the bass line on the bass. So past Cantersoft, there's the video for you. Oh, it's too quiet. I can't really hear it.
Up here where it says how many posts and likes, sometimes there's more info and there'll be like a little like stick figure with a heart next to it and a number, and I think that's the number of subscribers, but I don't know. It doesn't actually say what it means.
I think all of my subscribers have left because I stopped updating. But
yeah,
I don't
makes
know.
sense.
I feel like it's probably worth my time to just build up like some sort of a public following and then say, hey, here's my specific not safe for work Patreon or whatever I end up deciding to do if I ever go that far with it beyond like hobbyist.
Indeed. Yeah.
It really
Makes
is not
sense.
loading whatsoever. I'm just seeing the logo right now.
OnlyFans, it's like really slow and like loads really badly, like consistently when I go to it, which I never do. I would never support sex workers. So yeah, but it's always like takes forever to fucking get off the page where the OnlyFans logo is just floating there. Bad website.
Yes, sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, should we talk about Munchie?
Oh, what about him?
Munchie leave. Munchie lieber
Oh,
the server.
did he post a thing
All of the
in
server.
the RFCK? Did he? He left all. Did he leave this server?
No, he's still here. He's just
Okay.
well, I feel like he would probably not want me to butcher his statement, but I will say
I haven't actually read his statement in.
the statement is basically he's wants to focus on being a real person outside of an online personality. So the things he did as an online personality, such as podcasts and things, streams, he's not abandoning, but he's leaving indefinitely and may one day return, but it's not like a sure thing in any way.
Did he post that in the auditorium?
He didn't. He posted that in Detention Center.
Oh.
He also posted it in QuickDraw.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, whatever. I haven't read it, but I think he's like told me as much before. I am like, okay. Yeah, all right. If you want to like, school starting, you want to focus on school or whatever, that's fine. Whatever. I don't mean to be dismissive, but I do think it's sort of weird, and I don't really get it, to be like, I'm gonna be off the internet to focus on being a real person.
Well, I don't think he used those
Really
exact words.
Okay, alright, yeah, alright, I shouldn't, alright, if you're paraphrasing. I don't know, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, Munchie hasn't been on the PCP in a while anyway. So it's not really an announcement that he's left the PCP, but like,
I don't see why it has to be so black and white, either or. Like, I'm on the internet or I'm not on the internet. But at the end of the day, like whatever he wants to do.
Well, it's fine. Not like I feel like it's not like the internet. I feel like it's more of the internet personality Munchie wears tiny hats. Like the things people expect of Munchie wears tiny hats. The appearances at RadCon, I assume. Making content at all. It's just like he wants to stop the expectations that he will continue to do that forever. Which is like, fairly respectable, and I don't really mind that he still exists, obviously, and I'm his friend, so I can talk to him.
I mean, Munchie doesn't really make content. Like, I have not been expecting Munchie content for a while.
No, but like,
the lecture came out, and that was fine.
Yeah, he got his things, all affairs all in order, but like, I think, not doing RCK episodes and streams and Endless War stuff was like a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the statement right now. Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess it's like Munchie was already like, yeah, he might have been, I don't know exactly how much time he was spending on Endless War. I mean, if he wants to pull back from that, fair enough. It kind of seemed like he was already mostly disengaged. Like, he wasn't being on the PCP. He wasn't like making his own videos or anything. He wasn't like working on any art projects that were like people were anticipating. He had already like pulled back most of the way.
Yeah, I think this is. He said he was like doing all that to see how it felt, not doing any of this.
Yeah.
Stuff. So.
And it was fine. It's just whatever you want to do. It's just whatever anybody wants to do. I don't know. I'm just like
Where's Investigator?
Yeah. I'm just like doing the stuff that I do on the internet does not in any way prohibit me from doing other things in real life. So it's
I don't think
it
it's
yeah.
like he feels like it prohibits him from doing other things. I think it's just sort of a cloud over one's head to like be switched on. I mean, you know how he always like when you turn a camera to Munchie, like he always does the funny thing. Like I feel like that he's got that sort of like the pressure to be a certain like, you know, he wouldn't like live stream him just sitting around. He's not that sort of person. So like the any obligation that he has to like be someone internet personality wise, I think is what he was like trying to distance himself from.
Yeah.
And I feel like you maybe are a little different, where you just feel like it's the same. Real life and the internet is the same, and you're just doing whatever.
I do feel like real life and the internet is the same. Like, I guess on like a show or whatever, I guess I do put on like a little bit of like, I'll like bring my energy level up or whatever, or I'll, you know, I do like behave in a deliberate way to like, you know, get good responses. But like, I do that normally in real life when I'm just with people. I'm like, if I'm like hanging out with someone, I'll like, you know, try and like be funny or whatever, or try and be like, I don't know, entertaining in the exact same way that I do like on the internet. It's the same. To me anyway.
When I'm in real life, I don't do anything. I just sort of like float through an experience. And when somebody says something to me, I go, "Huh? What?"
Yep. That's true. That's true. I heard it.
Yeah, just
Okay.
mentioning to people who may have like heard rumors of Munchie, and then this is just an explanation.
Well, okay. I feel like I have now explained how why this is like different from how I would characterize these things, but like I respect it. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Der.
But I am a little upset because it's like,
okay.
Because I don't know if we're gonna finish our slime monopoly.
Ooh,
we're not gonna be able to finish slime monopoly.
Slime Monopoly was so fun.
It was the funnest I've had
Even
in a
when
long
Munchie
time.
fucking squatters rights me. Even that.
It was so intense.
Yeah.
And the board was so cool. I wish I could have stayed there
Yeah.
for even longer.
You know, I thought it was probably about time to quit playing that when you left anyway. So I was like, I kind of think this is good that we have a reason to be
Yeah.
like, all right, call it here. We gotta judge the contest. Well, heck. Yeah,
I landed on the fucking get all of the money
God,
spot thing, didn't I?
Piece of shit. You landed on was it community service?
I I got a community service and it said collect all the money from the thing. No. I landed on the board. Wait,
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, you landed. Yeah, you rolled a 5. You were like, if I roll a 5, I'm gonna land on community service, and you did, and you got like $800 from it.
Yeah. I don't think it's called community service, like the community chest money. King's ransom or something.
Oh, Kingpin's coffers.
That's the one.
Kingpin's coffers. That's right.
I got
That's
everything.
Right.
I could buy so many hotels.
That sucks. That sucks so bad. Yeah, we're fucked. But I don't know if Munchie wanted to come back.
That's the real reason Munchie is not coming back, because he doesn't want to have to face me.
If Munchie wanted to come back for a guest spot on a Slime Monopoly episode 2, I would love that. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Anyone that didn't see, if you want, go to twitch.tv/rowdyfrickerscopkillers and watch. I don't think it's not the latest video. It's the second to latest video because I highlighted them in like a weird order. But it was the Slime Fest. It's 8 hours long, but the first like half of it is us playing Slime Monopoly. It's a custom Monopoly board that Smearg made with the help of like input from other people in the RFCK community. It looks so good. It's like so custom. It's got like a new custom rule set. There's like new cards, and there's new like mechanics added onto it. There's like a Slimoid mechanic that I don't think any of us ever got to really use, but it's in there. The pieces are like 3D modeled, and they're so new like it's
Yeah.
like so people in the RFCK community. It looks that half of it is us playing slime. It's not the latest video. I guess we'll see. Anyone that didn't that didn't see, if you want, go to twitch.tv/rowdyfrickerscopkillers and watch. I don't think it's not the latest video. It's the second to latest video because I highlighted them in like a weird order. But it was the Slime Fest. It's 8 hours long, but the first like half of it is us playing Slime Monopoly. It's a custom Monopoly board that Smearg made with the help of like input from other people in the RFCK community. It looks so good. It's
Yeah.
like so custom. It's got like a new custom rule set. There's like new cards and there's new like mechanics added onto it. There's like a Slimoid mechanic
I mean,
that I
even
don't think any of
just-
us ever got to really use, but it's in there.
Even
the pieces are
just
like 3D
having-
modeled and they're so
They're
good.
they're so great. I
They're
love
so
I
good.
love the little Lord of Ghosts model with the
Yeah.
like you can look underneath like upskirt Lord of Ghosts and you can see that Smeark has modeled like the eyes.
I never did that. You were saying that, but I never got around to peeking. I wanted to. I was curious. Next time. If there is a next time. I hope there'll be a next time. I'd like to finish that game. Because everyone says Monopoly is like a terrible game and like a boring game that just makes everyone mad. And it's kind of true. And yet it was like so tense that I was enthralled. I was on the edge of my seat.
It makes everyone mad, but people play it with their family, and you don't want to be mad at your family. When you have like a friendly rival, in like Rowdy Fucker Cop Killer sort of situation, then it's fun.
Yeah.
Because
When
friends don't play Monopoly, only families do, which is always wrong.
when Munchie Squatters writes me, I was legitimately upset and I could not talk for a while because I was like too mad.
You were like switched off. Like,
I was seething. And
we were like, oh my god,
infuriated.
what is it? He can't even speak, and you just said like, I'm looking up the rules.
Yeah, so it was
It's like so dead.
He fucking got me. He fucking got me. I mean, it was like cheap. It was really cheap. That like he didn't say that he was moving, but it's technically not against the rules. You don't technically have to say what you're doing. And he fucking robbed me of like $50 that should have been mine. But hey, that's capitalism, I guess. Lamau. Good times. I don't know. You want to go to voicemails?
Yeah, we've been going for an hour and a half.
Hour 15.
Do you have anything else to say about stuff?
Guess now would be the time to do it. No, I'm just like I'm really over not having delivered on my Kickstarters, and I'm really impatient for those fucking books to get here so I can fucking do that.
You should do an unboxing video of getting the books.
Oh, maybe I could. Maybe I could. You know what I really want to do? I keep thinking about this, and every time I think of it, I'm like, yeah, that is a good idea. I want to do like cooking videos. I want to do like a series of like.
I would love to
Ben's
see
recipes.
how Ben makes like the gummies and keto pizza and all of these weird things that you've come up with and you talk about. But like I want to see it.
Yeah, I feel like. Yeah, like the pepperoni crust is like it's like a Ben invention. Nobody else does it. But it works great, and it's all me. I invented it, and why not make a video being like, here's how I do it, lol. The worms is such like a strange thing that like no human being does. I feel like that probably deserves to be documented in some form. But I would have to clean my kitchen because my kitchen is filthy. But I can handle it. Yeah, I don't know. I keep thinking about that. And probably when I have some free time and nothing better to do, I will do that. Cause why the fuck not? Other than that, nah, I don't got nothing to say. Let's do voicemails. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get this site up.
That's oh fuck, what is it? Is
Speakpipe.com
/
TP
I always forget.
Procrastinators? Is it? No, the Procrastinators.
I will look it up on theprocrastinatorspodcast.com. It is speakpipe.com/PCP voicemail
Lol.
is how you send us a friggin' voicemail for us
Keep
to
getting
listen
it
to.
wrong.
I do too. Because I keep thinking it's like the Twitter, it's TP Crastinators, but no. It's PCP voicemail.
PCP voicemail.
Okay. Did you see, I think the first one is voicemail lore tards.
Yep.
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
2 episodes ago, some guy called in autistically screeching about quote unquote the voicemail god submitting his Persona 5 voicemails. You friggin' idiot. That's Tiny Timmy. Don't you fucking remember the whole arc of giving him a name and shit, bro? Come on.
Of course we don't, because who cares?
No, I don't know. I don't know who either of those people are. I've never heard, I don't know. There's lore? We have lore now? Very confusing.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna give you lore and I'm gonna forget it immediately. You are dumb.
Dead, die, crushed. Okay. Next up, Cringe Conjurer. 3, 2, 1, go.
Somebody was asking about recognizing your own cringe so that you can be based, and it reminded me of an amazing story I think you guys would appreciate. So I would go to Friday Night Magic, which is when you go to your comic shop to play Magic the Gathering with other losers. And we were playing one day, and there's a table of people playing Pokemon, and this one guy walks in, and he was, I swear, the star football player of our high school. And he walked in with a Pokemon shirt and his little deck box of Pokemon cards. And the shopkeep was like, "Hey, what's up, state champ?" And everybody was like, "Oh yeah, this guy's the fucking state champion of Pokemon, bro. Oh, he's so good." And he made eye contact with me and my fucking nerdy friends from the same school, and it looked like he saw a ghost. It was hilarious. He pulled us outside and fucking freaked out and was like begging us, and like
Don't
he would
tell
offer to buy us
anyone.
packs if we didn't tell anybody.
That's
It was
so
hilarious.
lame.
So yeah,
Wait.
you got to own your own cringe, because if you don't, that's the cringiest thing of all.
That's so lame to be like,
Wait.
please don't tell anyone. Please don't tell my
Wait a
friends.
minute. So
That's so sad.
I missed. So you said baseball champion at school or something?
Some sport. I don't think he mentioned which sport it was.
Yeah, so sports kid, Alpha Chad kid, exposed for liking and Pokemon and being good at it as well.
For being state champ. State champ. That's like
that's
like
straight
a big
out,
deal, I think.
That's straight out of like a sitcom, that situation.
That is. That's like, it's like Light Yagami walked into my card store and it's like, "Hey, what's up? You finally made it to nationals in fucking Magic the Gathering." It's like, yeah, it is. That's very sitcom.
Guys, please, that is cringe. He should have been
that's-
like, oh my god, this guy who's really good at sports, he's also really good at Pokemon. That just means he would get more popular with all the kids who like Pokemon.
I thought it was gonna be. I didn't think we were gonna go in the like, oh, and he was like, "Oh no, please don't tell anyone." Like, that seems, honestly, I'm not sure I believe it. That's trans my credulity. Imagine being, because like, why, if you're like fucking star quarterback or whatever, if you're Alpha Chad, why would you be so insecure about like being state champ at Pokemon cards?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe like they get pressure from the like dad to be the sports kid, and they're like, "Okay, Dad, I'll do what you wanted to do but couldn't. Oh, okay,
But
I'll
they
just
are
do
the
it."
sports kid. They did it.
Yeah, they did it because they like, but maybe they don't like it. Maybe they hate it, but they're just pressured to do it. They secretly want to be a Pokemon kid.
You can't be star quarterback and hate it that much, right? I mean, maybe.
I don't know. I've never played an entire sport.
But yes, not owning your cringe is the cringiest thing of all. Yeah, I think we can all agree that that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next one, men and women. Huh? What?
I was just gonna say he should have, like, seeing his friends, he should have just given him a wink. It's like, yeah, you know.
Oh, you mean seeing these nerds at the table? Or
Seeing
whatever?
these nerds that he recognizes from his school, he just should have just like winked, like, yeah, I'm cool.
I mean, yeah, that would have been a cooler
Like,
thing to do.
flicked his hair, bangs.
That would have been more based. but you know, that's not the world we live in. Okay, men and women. 3, 2, 1.
All right, let me get the record straight. Men are like, and women are like, ah. Do you understand it now?
Okay.
What?
What I have only before understood on a sort of emotional, visceral level now has been put into words for me to be communicated.
I mean, like, true.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It's true. It's always been the case.
Mm-hmm. That's just biology. That's just science. Oh, I want to say, going back to the Chris Chan's weird DMs. Chris was arguing with Endless War, and it's really weird to me that she called Endless War on Twitter Ben, as though like Endless War is not a separate entity. Like, I don't know why she would think that like Endless War is Ben. Like, I don't like, just like, you know, she's Chris Chan Sonichu, and Nightstar is like a separate entity from that, you know. So I don't know why she wouldn't like call Endless War, because that's his name. So that's confusing, but whatever. But there's the part where she's claiming that, like, oh no, it was the Omega timeline. She made some replies, I didn't read them. But so the Omega timeline, and you know, Endless War, like, posts a picture of the timeline from Slime and Punishment, and he's like, you know, it's clearly labeled. This is the Alpha timeline. You know, I'm sorry, but the science just checks out on this one. And a couple people liked that and thought it was pretty funny, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty. Endless War, that's a good one.
I like that Endless War like uses Twitter. He's got like no hands. How does he do it?
Endless War uses Twitter, and like until now he mostly just retweets like cool slime. Like he mostly just like will just retweet anything that like is like, oh yeah, that's pretty slimy. Oh yeah, that's green. I like that. But you know, now the war is on, so I think he might get a little more active.
Starting to get snarky.
He might, yeah, a little bit. He might have a little more. He might have some opinions to share. At Endless War, I think it's at Endless War RFCK. I think is his handle on Twitter. Follow him. He's good. He's a good boy. Okay. Next one. It's cringe, but it's sincere. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, PCP. Just wanted to say thanks for all the content you put out over the years. Been watching some of your vids since the pony days, but only got into the podcast back in 2017 when I got my cushy programming job. I binge listened to it a lot, especially when things were quieter than usual in the office, made the days a lot less monotonous. And I also went to the dentist for surgery the other day. It wasn't fun, more so since I had to wear full PPE because of the Rona. But I was able to sneak in my phone and earphones, and I listened to one of your older episodes, which made the experience less terrible overall. So yeah, thanks for the podcasts, the videos, the comics, the music, and the games that y'all have put out. Really good stuff. Oh, and special thanks to Ben, Tom, and Gib for holding down the fort, so to speak, for a while. Hope the others are okay. That's all. Bye.
That's really nice.
Yeah, thank you. I got nothing to say other than cool. Sorry about the surgery. I myself am terrified of dentistry and surgery in specific. So I will have to think of something I will have to find something to listen to to help me deal with that shit.
Just record your own voice saying things that aren't related to dentistry and listen to that.
Oh boy. I don't want to think about it. Okay. Next, anyway, thank you. We're doing our best. Next up is Several Discontent Fish. 3, 2, 1, go.
Konnichiwa.
God damn it.
I am samurai.
This
Ori,
fucking asshole.
former sensei
Stop.
of Benno Sento-san.
Please.
And clearly very much dedicated to this joke. Benno-san, you said Clan no longer need you, for we have Mr. T-san. Surprise! It was not Mr. Till, but me. Haha, エピクトロール。Dishonored.
No.
Phase 1 in the samurai revenge scheme on the traitor Benno-san. Prepare your boy pussy for shinobi penis.
Whoa,
But
okay.
until next time, sayonara.
So this is taking a turn. I mean, up until now, I thought he wanted me to come home, but now I think he's just like, nah, we're gonna rape you.
You took too long. That's what happens.
I wanted to learn ninjutsu. I wanted to learn ninjutsu because I saw Naruto and I was like, yeah, that. And I couldn't continue my samurai training. You know, it would be illegal. It would be illegal to do both. You know, I made my choice. And I guess, you know, there's consequences to every action. It's equal and opposite Newton's third law or whatever. Supply and demand, equivalent exchange, all these things. The world is a fuck. 2 bazillion dead cops.
Okay. I like that the Mr. T was actually him doing a voice, and he got you.
He must have used some sort of genjutsu to become Mr. T. Typical. Well, that's distressing. But just like the dentist, probably best just not to think about it. Next up, we got another one from Margar, who was shouted down and mocked mercilessly last episode by all of our esteemed guests. So let's hear his response to that. 3, 2, 1.
Margar here. I was regretfully unable to attend the last episode of the PCP due to my confinement in voice jail. It's still bad in here. There are still rampaging bandits and marauders sent by presumably Ben Saint. But we're doing the
To
best we
torment
can
you,
here.
yes.
I'm starting to make friends, starting to make plays. Maybe I'll rise up in the ranks and we'll see what happens. The violent revolution did not go according to plan. I need more supporters. We're trying. Also, the PCP, good luck with the whole having 50 people in one episode thing. Let's see how that works out for you. I'm not sure of the plan or the idea, but maybe it'll work out. Good luck.
No, it worked out. You were the only victim. The people, you know, we've split the audience, and that segment of the audience is very much pro state, you know, pro fascist police state, you know, anti liberation. You know, they do not support our prisoners' rights. So, you know, I'm sorry. That must be very distressing for you. But it is what it is. And sad. Gib, what do you say to Margar here?
Get on the ground. That's what I say.
Get on the ground. Yeah, give me 50. Drop and give me 100. Good luck in there.
Drop and give me $100.
I will send some more fucking ruffians to rough you up. Some more. If you would like, I can send more of those, or I can send the same amount. Let me know. Let me know your choice. Next up, Quickscoper Champion of PCP Minecraft. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey PCP, could you please play more Minecraft? The server is kinda dead out here with no players online for what feels like months. It would be much appreciated if you streamed more frequently, since that last stream was kinda a letdown for it had been a 3 months wait with the channel takedown and Nate just disappearing from the podcast without a word. I really want the server to succeed, as Merenpen, the only admin online on the server right now, have been working hard on adding more facilities like Pokemon centers, gyms, and even more trainers to battle. Also, it would be pretty cool if you could advertise the server more by either mentioning it or just playing on it. Well, I guess this is where I say goodbye. Oh god, fucking Arceus is gonna rape me. No, please help.
Is that what Arceus sounds like?
I suppose so.
Well, sad. What do you think about Minecraft server? I guess we should advertise it more, but like, yeah, the way we advertise
it.
Yeah, the way we advertise it is mostly through the streams, though, right? Which did we do the last one?
It wasn't
like 2
that
weeks
long ago, was it? Maybe it was.
It was. I think it might have been. I mean, let me. The Procrastinators podcast. I'm gonna check. It was. We streamed it 1 week ago. Maybe it was 2 weeks. It was less than 2 weeks ago. So I don't know. Yeah, we went for a while without streaming. Okay, we went for a while without streaming because we weren't using the channel because of the hack. I do intend to stream Shekels for Heckles more now. Maybe we could try. Maybe we should have like a meeting and see if we schedule like a regular like bi-weekly thing or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't want to be the guy who streams again though.
How come?
Because it's so laggy and terrible. Like I
Yeah.
feel like it was unwatchable.
I don't know. I mean, I personally hate responsibility. But I mean, if nobody else wants to do it, I could be streamer man. I'm willing to step up and do that. So yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that soon. I don't know. I'll say something in the chat later and see what the interest level is and when we can maybe get that fucking going. Yeah, all right. Okay. Message received. Okay, next up. I'm just being cool. Parentheses proven. So let's see what his proof is. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, the PCP. I recently found in real life in the wild an example of the I'm just being cool property, where if you say something enough, it suddenly becomes true, right? Two rights make a real.
Yeah.
And it comes in the form of this podcast, this local podcast, WATP. Who are these podcasts? WATP in the morning, everybody. That podcast has a bit at the end where, the basic conceit, in case you're not familiar, is they review podcasts. They review podcasts each week, and basically shit up Mystery Science
I've heard of this
Theater
show.
3000 style, kind of. And they do this thing at the end of the week, or at the end of the show, where it's the teaser for next week, right? So they play this drop. They play this like 10 or 20-second drop, and then a couple seconds from the show they're reviewing next week. And the joke is that the host, Carl, says to every guest who comes on, asks or explains it to them in great detail, as if everyone doesn't already know what a teaser is, and then proclaims insistently that this is the best part. Everyone looks forward to this. This is their favorite part, and he gets, voicemails. And over the course of listening to this podcast, it just got funnier and funnier until it just. I love the teaser. Unironically, next week's teaser. I love
He made it
next
true.
week's teaser. It's great.
Okay.
See you later, folks.
See you later. Yeah, you just insist hard enough for long enough,
and it becomes funny to do it. And if you do it ironically, you'll start do it unironically.
This is the theory behind I'm just being cool. It works in literally every situation. It's the secret,
I should start saying that in real life.
I'm just being cool.
Yeah.
I would say it in real life, but I rarely have the opportunity to.
I know, it's the sort of thing where like you have to be caught doing something that people are like, hey, what are you doing? And
yeah,
and then you rebut with, hey, I'm just being cool.
No, I guess I feel like I would say that if someone criticized me. I guess I just don't get criticized enough, and that's a big problem. That means I'm not pushing the envelope.
Well, maybe the trick is not to wait until they say something, because people try to be nice. They don't want to say. They'll give you a weird look and they'll think something, but they won't like say anything. So you just need to, like, as soon as anyone walks in the room, you just insist that I'm being cool before they even have a chance to like think anything. It's like they walk in the room and you're like, hey, I'm just being cool. And it would seem like, why is he saying that? It seems suspicious. But you do it long enough, and people will be like, yeah, he's just being cool.
I got actually I got a little drunk the other day. I got a little sauced. hanging out with some friends, got a little silly, got a little stupid. Honestly, that would have been a great time for me to bust out the "Hey guys, I'm just being cool," but I didn't. I don't think I did, but it would have been super funny. So I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep that in mind for next time. Next time I act the fool. I will,
just
in
throwing
fact.
sand.
I'm just throwing sand. I'm just being cool, and that's all you need to know. Stop thinking about it, you idiot. Yeah, it's a unironically great line. If you, hey, viewers, listeners, if you have ever, if you have ever been criticized and just said, no, I'm just being cool, let us know how it worked, because I'm sure that it will. I guarantee it'll get you out of it. It'll get you out of a jam. They'll go, oh, I see. I apologize. Excuse
Imagine
me.
you go to a protest and you say to the police, no, I'm just being cool. I'm being
They're like,
cool.
oh. They're like, oh.
I guess he's being cool.
Damn, well, I don't want to be uncool. Trans rights. That's what they'll say. Yeah, so anyway, being cool, based. Not being cool, cringe. Next up, centrist voicemail. 3, 2, 1, go.
If the establishment, right, labor unions, corporations, trade, established blacklists, you know what I mean? Like, if they all agree on something and they want to enforce their will upon the workers of America, for example, they won't give you a job if you don't take the COVID-19 vaccine. Already happening on Australia, already talking about it. They might as well be like a form of government because they own the means of production. And if you can't get a job, you can't produce anything. So you can't create value, which is required to live. So, in conclusion, we need to control the private corporations and keep them from infringing upon our First Amendment rights and our body autonomy.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I agree with that.
Is that centrist? Or is that a joke?
It's I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would characterize it as centrist. That seems like it's an anti-capitalist thing to say. That's like you're anti. You want to limit the power of big business. You want to regulate them. That seems like. I mean, it's liberal. It's like, it's still like, okay, well, we're pro business. Just we can't let them do these specific things. I don't know. I mean, yeah, people give like, like you're an ANCAP or whatever. You're a fucking libertarian or whatever. You're like, companies are not the government. Companies are not bound by the Constitution. Company, like a corporation, they're a private enterprise. They can run their business however they want. And like, on some level, I guess that makes sense. But on a practical level, like, what if you live in a society, just for example, where the government is relatively weak and private corporations are relatively strong in terms of like influence they have over people's lives, and the practical effect of the way that they run their businesses is that, people are in effect having their freedoms limited, right? Like people are, I mean, I think people probably should take the vaccine if it works. But like, if a corporation is basically making it impossible for someone not to do something that only affects them and should be up to them, but they can't do it because they live in a world that's controlled by fucking private interests, and private interests are wielding their power to influence society in all these unjust ways, then what is the difference between that and living under a tyrannical government? Like, there basically is none. Like, maybe they don't control the police, but if the police exist to protect their interests, which they do to a greater degree than they protect anyone else's interests, then effectively they have the private industry has police on their side and other people don't. And that's been the way it's been for a long time. Police have been employed to break up strikes, and like, yeah, like fucking bust skulls of like unions and stuff, and like, you know, get people working, declare strikes illegal, and then like, you know, attack protesters or whatever. This happens. This is the world we live in. So I guess I would agree, and I don't think that your voicemail is all that centrist. And I can tell that you're joking to some degree, but I don't know if it's just the what you were saying, or if it was just the name of the voicemail. I don't know how much of it was a joke, and I apologize. Okay. Anything to say about that?
Yeah, I generally agree. I don't really know how, like, I would, like, my exact stance on this issue, but, like, when I see big company, I say, I hate you. So that's my stance.
I mean, everybody...
I say big company, I'm like, you should be smaller than that. You shouldn't have that power.
Everybody agrees that, like, monopolies are bad. Everybody will agree to that on paper, but then they'll be like, oh, well, you know, you can't nationalize Amazon. You can't, like, buy out Amazon. You can't split that up. You can't, like, bust that trust. Everybody loves Teddy Roosevelt. He was a trust buster. He was a monopoly breaker. Everybody thinks that was great, but you suggest doing that today, and the ANCAPs are like, no, you just want to take Jeff Bezos' money. He earned that. You just want to steal people's money and give it to people that don't work. It's like, shut up.
Even just saying that, like, you want to steal somebody who works his money and give it to people who don't work, as if
like Jeff Bezos is working like 10 billion
not
times
even
harder.
that, not even that. It's as if like I don't know, working is tantamount to deserving to exist.
Right.
Like, some people like can't work as much. I don't know. Like, should you kill a disabled person just because they can't work?
Oh, I mean, they're not contributing to the economy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the argument.
It's frankly, it's unethical for you to expect us not to kill them when they're a drain on everyone else's resources. That's a joke, by the way. This is my straw man. You know, I'm just final thought about this. I think about this a lot. It's like, okay, you kind of like people like libertarians, ANCAPs. They're like, oh, you know, socialism bad because socialism is totalitarianism. You have to give the government all this power to do all this stuff, and if the government has that much power, they'll be authoritarian. It'll be tyranny. And like, okay, in theory, I understand that concern, but if you like, what you basically have, you have to balance the power of like private industry versus the government. And I understand that a government can become tyrannical, but at least the government, in theory, the way we construct it these days, has some sort of check and balance in the form of like people can be voted into and out of office. And you know that it's a little blurry now because money is so involved in politics that, like, you know, that it's kind of, you can sort of buy an election, and that's bad. Don't get me wrong, that is bad. But in theory, if it wasn't like that, if it were harder to just buy an election, then it would probably be better if the government had more power than private industry, because private industry has no checks and balances, whatever. Just some guy owns it, or some people own it, and they can just do whatever they want. They're not beholden to anyone except their shareholders. Versus, at least in theory, the government is like, okay, well, if they're bad, we can unelect them. That's how it should be, you know? So, there. I mean, a private company is basically just a little like monarchy. It's just a little like fucking tiny, or not even, it's just an isolated little pocket of like feudalism where like one guy owns everyone below them, you know, for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, or whatever. That's what a private company is most of the time.
We live in a feudal place. I can't think of the words that you would use to describe what it is that we live in.
Serfdom, a hamlet, a
Dude,
village.
radical.
Bays, yes.
Serfdom dudes.
Okay, all right. I spent a long time on that one, but you know what? It was worth it. Next one, if we're ready for it, is called "Bring Nate Back," and I can't wait. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey guys, is it just me, or is Nate hella cute? Haha. No homo though. Why does Nate
Yeah.
have the cutest laugh on the PCP? Lol.
I don't know. I just. It's
I
hard
do
to-
like it. I do like it when I can make Nate laugh like uproariously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I like it when I can make anyone laugh, but it is funny.
Sure. Sure. I mean, yeah. I guess I can't really disagree with this guy's point.
He's got that little like
Does
like
he?
when he's trying not like I can't fucking do what I'm. If you listen to it, it's like when he's trying like if I'm saying something funny or like he's listening to something funny and he's starting to laugh, but he's not letting himself like explode yet. And he's got that hee, and then he starts.
When I think of
crazy
Nate's
afterwards.
when I think of Nate's laugh, I think of like when he's like sort of he's laughing and he's genuinely laughing, but he's sort of like putting on a little bit of an air about it. He's sort of making a joke out of the laugh by sort of turning it into a cackle where he goes like ah ha 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 or something.
Yeah, that's not a real laugh.
It's
the real laugh.
I usually get the impression that there is genuine mirth there, but it's also he is affecting it a little bit, like for a bit.
That's more of like a aha, yes, I see that was a joke sort of laugh. Yes, indeed. That's the same sort of energy.
Perhaps. Cutie though, major cutie pie. That Nate Bestman. Frankly, a huge audience draw, and without him, just property values are tanking. The stock market crashed, and I think it's because Nate hasn't been on the PCP in a while.
Where's Nate giggling? We need Nate giggling on the PCP.
Yes, please. Next one is from Not a Vampire, who I should mention. I'll put a link in the description. Not a Vampire made a video about me called "The Emotional Genius of Ben Saint," which it's a little embarrassing because I feel like self-aggrandizing to say that out loud. But it wasn't my words; it was their words. And so
I liked that video. It was very explain-y.
Very
analysis-y.
At first, when I saw it, I was like, "Oh wow, someone is praising me." Excellent, and I retweeted it, but I didn't watch it because I was like, I'm too embarrassed. I'm too embarrassed to watch this video and hear what they're actually saying about me. I'm just gonna assume that it's fine and put it out there and not watch it. But I eventually I got curious. I cracked. I did watch it, and I was like, oh wow, it was actually pretty nice. Not that embarrassing. I guess am I allowed to say I agree with the points made? I thought it was good. It was well written.
Yeah,
and well
it was very personal, but like
yeah,
the analysis was like easy to understand from their perspective why they think these things. I'm like, yeah, I kind of feel that way too about Magda and stuff.
Yeah, it made sense. So anyway, link in the description. Go check that out. But let's hear the voicemail. 3, 2, 1, go.
This question is for Ben. So, a couple episodes ago in the personal finance podcast, you said that to you, gender was just language. So, by that definition, do you consider yourself a gender by default?
Well, depends what you mean by default. I would get
You grow up in a world that it says boys and girls do this and that, and you just sort of go with what you're told. And then you continue on in that way without thinking. So, like, kinda. I guess it depends on your upbringing.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's automatic. I would say generally most people will find themselves kind of slotted into a group and just and go with that, and that'll be their gender. So that's sort of by default. I think if our language was constructed differently, and like it wasn't required to refer to someone in a gendered way with pronouns, like if pronouns just didn't work the way they do, I think maybe gender would not be automatic, and people would maybe be more gender neutral by default, because I do think that it is mostly just about the language used.
Yeah,
and so
I mean,
so the way our language is constructed, affects it.
Yeah, like even just titles like boy and girl. Like, you don't necessarily... I mean, when you're young, you certainly don't need to be split up, because you're kids, you don't know anything. But, like, there's definitely arguments to be made for, like, the separation for, like, teenage years. It's a bit weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. But it's
Oh, there was this guy in my Twitch
Yeah.
chat at one point who was arguing he was arguing about, like, it was something about, like, free the nipple, like, girls should be allowed
wait,
to...
I saw some screenshots of this guy.
Oh yeah.
I think
And
Kazi showed me.
Kazi, yeah. She was in there and arguing with him, and it was like, I saw what he was going for, but he was just sort of arguing from a point of like status quo is what it is, like a circular logic, sort of. The status quo is this, therefore this is the status quo that I like, and I don't want it to change. And he wouldn't like accept that maybe it could be better if it were to be changed.
Maybe it's not. Yeah.
And he's like, but no, it's that I don't like it because this is how it is, and it should stay this way. And he just wouldn't like.
Yeah.
He wouldn't concede that potentially there is benefit in changing how the the current system. I feel like most people have that sort of viewpoint where like they imagine that if people talking about changing society in certain ways would be like a snap of the fingers, and then suddenly everything is different and everything they knew was a lie.
Yeah, and you'll go to jail, and you'll go to jail if you don't agree with it.
Yeah, and it's like, it's sort of like, oh my god, I don't want anything to change because stuff could bad happen to me. And it's like, it's not really about like it happening right now. It's about like, could you consider a future in which hypothetically this is the system? You don't have to live in it, but like, could you accept that there may be benefits?
Yeah.
Like maybe we could try to go in that like it's one thing to be like
there's
to
a
have
real
like
there's a real lack of imagination going
Yeah.
around. A lot of people are just
it's
no
like
imagination.
Visceral like negative reactions to things are like understandable. Like we all understand that if you grow up in a society that says this, then this other thing that is completely new and alien to you is gonna like rub you the wrong way. You're gonna be like freaked out and scared by it because the unknown is scary. So it's like, I get it, but like you gotta look past that at some point and understand that you're always gonna be scared of stuff you don't know what it is, and you can't know for sure that any certain thing, anything like is like certain bad or good until you think about it. And if you never think about it, you're just like, oh, what? Man turn into woman? That's gross. That's gross.
Yes.
It grosses me out.
It's yucky. It's yucky, and they dye their hair, and I think that's stupid. I feel like I could say more about that. It's like it's like that guy was saying like the nipple should be not free because I would get aroused by seeing female nipples, and I don't want that, and that's not fair. That's like, it's violent against me for like women to show their nipples because it will cause something to happen to me that I do not want to happen.
Well, yeah, his argument was that it would make people feel uncomfortable if people walked around naked, half naked, and it's like true.
Well, if they did it right now,
if they did it right now, but
would.
like if people grew up in a world where the like a bare chest of a person is not inherently scary, like a human person, a man can have a bare chest and you don't really think about it. You're just like, oh, it must be a hot day, He's taking his shirt off. And a woman doing that is completely different, but it isn't completely different. It's just society has taught us that it is completely different, and because it's completely different, it's strange, it's new, it's fearful. You get scared of the idea, I mean, the argument he was putting forth was, Boner City, which I like. Why was that be a bad thing? But like, I understand that some people don't want that, right? So like, uncomfortableness, it's like an inevitability of a society where it would be uncomfortable to do a thing. But you got to think of the inherentness. Like, what is inherently wrong with that?
Why is it uncomfortable?
And you got to think of like similar things that are not a problem. And why are they not a problem? It's because society has put that in there. Like, oh, somebody doesn't wear a hat. Well, that's normal. We used to all wear hats. It used to be like seen as like stupid to not wear a hat.
Yeah.
And it's like, society can change. It's just, we don't inherently need hats. We don't inherently need to wear things on our chests when it's hot.
I mean, this guy. If this guy were a frickin' Muslim, would he be in this chat being like, it's wrong for women not to like wear the hijab because it's like it's too tempting. Like, it's too tempting for men. They'll get boners seeing like pretty girl faces, and that's violence. That's violence against me. It's the same argument. It's literally the same.
I think he was like saying Muslims have the right idea at some point.
Oh god, okay, cool.
But I don't know how much he was joking about that, because I wasn't really paying too much attention.
Sure.
I was busy drawing. I don't want to shit on that guy, by the way. I don't think he's like a terrible person. I just think he's not thinking about this very hard.
Well, Cassie was annoyed about it, and she was complaining about it to me, and I was like, sounds pretty annoying.
It was pretty annoying. I mean,
sure. I mean, people are allowed to have bad opinions. I think that's a pretty bad opinion, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's fine. No biggie. Well, fuck. We're at the end. That's all the voicemails. God. We made it.
Well,
thanks for listening to another low energy two person podcast.
Lol.
Ha.
It's very strange.
Man turned into woman? That's gross. Disgusting.
I'd turn into woman, I'd just be strange. I'd be halfway there. I'd be halfway. I'd be non-binary.
Up and I'm on my way, and I'm feeling real gay. That's the show, everybody.
Yeah, go to before PCP, go to giveandtake.site, where I might, but by this point I may have I don't know. Go to medibang.com, read the Clarissa, buy it if you want.
How do they find it on Medibang? Link in the description.
Link in the description. I think if you go to Medibang and you look for the Tezuka contest, you can just look at the submissions, and then I think I'm on page 2 of the most recent submissions, because there's been a lot already. Like I said, there's the last few days. So it's like everyone's submitting right at the end. Right. Yeah. Makes sense. It's like all these voicemails come in like the last 24 hours before the show. Haha. It's crunch time. It's crunch time, baby. All right. Cool. Well, hey, bonus episodes. Oh God, we didn't do a bonus episode this month, did we? Did we not? I don't remember. I don't remember either. We'll figure it out. Bonus, but there's fucking 30 plus bonus episodes for your enjoyment on patreon.com/theprocrastinators. Is it the procrastinators? Is it TP procrastinators? It's the procrastinators on Patreon.
The procrastinators, for only $5, you can get in on that. It is cheap as free, almost.
It is cheap as free, except for the money.
Except for the little bit of money that has to change hands in order to make that happen. Yeah, send us a voicemail, subscribe on Patreon, join the Minecraft server, link in the description to the Minecraft server, which we will stream again. I'll say definitely we will do it during the month of September. For sure. I would like to do it twice during the month of September.
Oh yeah, twice. It should be easy.
Yeah. Okay. So let's soft commit to that. All right, and thanks for listening, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love. Bye.
Peace, EP. Goodbye.
out from the dark into the sun. Once a spark, now a flame, hand in claw and hoof, one and the same, joined together by one small thing, one small thing. One small thing doesn't seem like a lot. One small thing, give it everything you got. Soon one small thing becomes two, and after two, perhaps another few. One small thing is a good place to start. One small thing and we don't feel so far apart. One small thing and you will see the start of something big for you and me.
One small thing is all I need to make a difference, ever see what it takes to be free. And whatever I be, what I need to be. For the debris which I walk on through a battlefield of broken dreams. I remain an opportunist for the abyss. I admit that it all is as easy as it is, but I will not quit. I'll alone be in remiss and refuse to dismiss that the box does not exist. I've been there when no one else was. My friends were always with the cause. So the change that we made, that we never paused. Like we divide we to divide the law. And even if we knew that we cannot stay, the stories will be told to the end of days. We're on our way, don't be a led astray. Ponies for life as we hear each other.
This video is
I can't remember what happened in September when everything is gone, when it's dark and I'm alone. It's been forever since I could have remembered where the hell is every pony. I just wanna know the story of what happened right before I became so alone. I just remembered what happened in September. I'm the one who killed them all. I survived after the fall.
Funding for Not a Vampire is provided by viewers like you. Find perks and tiers at patreon.com/notavampire. Thank you. You know those days where you just can't seem to bother? When opportunity knocks and you say in a defeated tone, no thanks. When even though there are people waiting eagerly to see what you do next, you can't help shake the feeling of everything being pointless. That in the end, it doesn't really matter that others like what you do if you can't find the drive to produce. And that the fruits of production are ultimately meaningless even if you're told otherwise. These are the themes that persist throughout the work of Ben Saint. I read them, and it's like I'm reading my diary. Hearing my own reluctance to make videos or do anything I'm not forced to do echoed back to me. I fall into Magda's character from The Vapors, not just because my whole life I've seen myself as a floof-haired recluse, but because I've literally reveled in bringing art to life, opening a door to my soul as I find passion again, only to pause and backtrack, as though I forgot that my art is bad and I'm inherently bad. And then, not wanting to admit to my failure, I let others believe that I never even tried, then make myself vulnerable in front of them. As though hearing, "No, it's good," would be too painful. Or when she just sort of gives up on her day. Just dropping to the ground, not wanting to put in the effort to at least go home to sulk. Feeling a strong desire to just go somewhere, get away from life, doesn't matter where, just any place that's not here. Then finding a hiding spot to just experience emotions, to give yourself a chance to breathe, only to remember that nothing will change because she won't actually confront the forces in her life making it so difficult. eventually dejectedly choosing to go back and scrape out another day because that's all there is to do, it seems. The people who are supposed to care not having any inkling as to what just transpired, and not really seeming to take seriously the warning signs. And then seeing myself reflected in his autobiographical work, The White Lion, being somewhere unusual, knowing you're supposed to be on an adventure in a far-off land. Hell, that's the whole reason to travel. But even when new, exciting experiences like the ones you came here to have literally guide you to them, there's just a sense of, nah. Like, not seeing the point in it, maybe assuming it won't be as great as it promises, maybe just feeling worn out from trying, maybe being reluctant to step outside of what's comfortable. Accepting internally that you won't be a part of interesting things, so you actively deny them when they come around. The inherent hopelessness of Sophia from The Champion, knowing life doesn't have to be this way while also feeling unmotivated to change it. Having access to profound abilities and knowledge that could drastically change the way you live, respecting those who attempt to use their strength for good, but being worn down by hopelessness. Being convinced the only thing to do is to try to beat the system at its own game while perpetuating what makes you miserable by engaging in it. Believing you're right to not even try while still hating yourself because you don't attempt to do something. Like, fuck. I started falling into this general hopelessness and self-sabotage hole myself, attempting to write the script. There was a vague desire to talk about someone who's quickly become one of my favorite internet people, a want to draw attention to his work and just reflect on how rereading it made me feel today. But I stopped at the first paragraph and almost gave up because I wasn't sure if it was worth it. If I could say the right words to convey the depression that permeates his work and how cathartic it is to see myself reflected in short little episodes without being bogged down in some grand narrative. Like crap, I finally pinned down the best explanation I have as to what draws me to Ben's comics while trying to do the essay thing of giving examples to justify my point of thing good. Is it worth continuing this video, this script, fuck, even talking about his work when anything further I say might dilute my intended message? Jeez, I think I'm losing the plot. I'll try this again. I love Ben Saint's comics not only because they reflect a part of myself I struggle to express to others in more poignant and to-the-point ways than I could have thought to do, but also because the point behind much of his work seems to be expressing a feeling. Even where there is plenty of room for conventional, plot-motivated storytelling like The Champion, the dystopian magical society, the gladiatorial death game, the fight the man narrative all come second in just exploring Sophia as a character and seeing how she's come to her conclusions about her life and self-worth. There doesn't need to be a cohesive story behind the Vapors because each part is meant to just experience the people who are Magda and Vincent. It doesn't have to go anywhere because the idea is to soak in moments and feelings that are at least vaguely familiar to most of us. In Degrassi, I want to watch people grow and overcome their struggles. While I want that for Sophia and Magda, I'm just satisfied seeing them express ideas by existing that I can't properly convey myself. When he wants to, Ben can easily tell a compelling story complete with narrative beats that further a plot like in Slime and Punishment or Brunswick. But I guess the thing that stands out to me is how Ben can say so much with so few pages and minimal dialogue. Hell, the main reason I love media is because of how it facilitates me to experience a wide range of emotions in thousands of different shoes. It's why I keep returning to my favorites, so that I can relive the experience of it. If this is something you do, or if you cherish the emotional experience of your favorite art, I encourage you to visit singcomics.com. I guess there's a debate that we could have about is art worth making, but at least in my anecdotal experience, I greatly value the art of Ben Saint. Did you like that video? Do you wish that you could have seen it 2 days earlier, or say get a video like this one on the topic of your choosing? Then you should check me out on patreon.com/notvampire. In pledging to my Patreon, you'll be helping me to continue make videos that hopefully you enjoy, and you'll get some pretty nice perks as well. We all win, I guess.
Darkened thoughts clouding innocent lives, the past mistakes of simpler times shroud the world in sorrow for losing you to the monster you built inside. And though it pains me to fight with you, oh How can you pretend to know the pain I felt? Spending every day in the dark, living in the shadow cast by my ever brighter solar counterpart. Spending every night alone, excluded from any praise for the work that I've done. And the can dream about a life above the clouds. What is the point of having wings if I can't fly? Why be a Pegasus if I can never take to the skies? I hear the world looks so much better from above. Wish I could spend time looking down instead of looking up. Ruffles my